If you're new, please feel free to subscribe so you can see more. If you're returning, thank you very much for coming back. So it is July, which means we have 6 months behind us in the year and 6 months minus a day because that's the second ahead of us this year, which also means it's time for my mid-year parade. So that's what we're going to do today. But also, we are going to do the what I did in June things. So it's going to be kind of like a double video. Please ignore my voice and my bangs. They are both tired from yesterday's work. I don't know why it wasn't much different, but here we are. So let's try to make the most of it. Okay, so in June, I did a whopping 17,223 stitches. I don't know how that happened. But it happened, and yay. Now I will show progress on my current whip later in the video. I want to show the finishes first. So I also have stats. You can't really see, but it's stats. It's when I started each piece, it's when I finished each piece, and yay. Okay, so first up I have wings. Wings, I started, okay, it's kind of wrinkly from where I put it. It's not fully finished. I still have to maybe do some back stitching. Definitely need to wash it and iron it. Haven't done that yet. But I started this on November 9th, 2024. And I finished it on April 19th, 2026. So this took a while, but I wasn't working on it the entire time because during the time I started and finished a 2025 whip and my upcoming 2026 whip that I finished completely in March, which is my massive, way too big, Pokemon piece. Doesn't even fit in the whole thing. Maybe like this. Yeah, that's the closest I got. I started this on June 19th, 2024, finished it on March 1st, 2026. Yeah, it was the beginning of the last battle, I guess, with Iran, and I was literally sitting in our shelter and stitching the last 100 stitches right over here of the blue background. In the end, I finished it that day. So yay. So that is for finishes. I only had 2 finishes this year so far. I am hoping to have another one, but the more we advance towards the end of the year, the less likely it seems. And I still have 3 more months of stitching something else. I have 60 days of stitching on something else, which yeah, not great. Not feeling great about it. But I don't want to finish anything that, like, I don't want to work on anything that isn't that, but I also don't want to change my whip go. So yeah. Anyway, now on to my whips. So this is Harmony. Oh, I forgot to say which. Okay, back to my finishes for a second. wings I charted myself based on an artwork that I did crop a little bit from, I don't remember their name, but they are on Instagram. I did ask for permission and I did not get it, but I really wanted to stitch it, and my friends told me you're not gonna sell it after it, so it's fine. So I did. And Pokemon is by Lord Lividan, and it's also upside down at the moment. It's a free chart. It's the extended version of the chart, and later this year I do want to at least get a start on Gen 2, the extended version of Gen 2. Okay, so again, on to my current whips. This is a freebie chart from Heaven and Earth Designs from 2021, I believe. It is called Harmony. Yeah, this is what I have done so far. It is not a lot, as you can see. It's not even a whole row of stitching, but I do like how it looks. I don't know the exact percentage, let me check. I do know that it was my birthday start last year, so I started it December 24th, 2025. So far I did 17,466 stitches, which amounts to 11.20%. Very easy to pull those stuff out. And I still have a bunch more to go. But I do have 60 days on it for Whip Go this year, so you will be seeing her later. I'm thinking stitching on a mural as much as I can, and then just working on that one. For the Whip Go, which a month, like 20 days out of the month, which should be good. Okay, now on to the Disney Princess mural. Another piece that I found online, really wanted to stitch, reached out to the artist. That one is called Cartoon Cookie. I do remember that one. Didn't reach me back. I did wait like 2 months, in which I really, really, really wanted to stitch it. And in the end, again, my friend just said, it's friends plural, by the way. They just said, they're not going to sell it afterwards, just stitch it up. So I charted it and I stitched it, and I started on December 22nd, 2024. It was supposed to be my birthday start for that year, but I got impatient. Which it will come back later when I talk about my plans for the rest of the year. So, first one I did, and I am not considering these a finish because, well, they're not a finish because they're just parts of a whole. First one I did was Snow White. Started her on December 22nd, 2024, finished her on January 17th, 2025. She was featured in my very first Flosstube, but she was the most recent, like a partial finish, because again, it's just parts of the same piece. And I started the second one, Moana, on February 18, 2025. Yes, it's about a month between the two of them, but I have other whips. I finished her December 18th, 2025. Again, I have other whips. I wasn't working on her exclusively. Also, Snow White. You'll see that the border is considerably smaller than the rest of them. And there are a lot of issues with her, with like around the doves, because I did her cross country, which means I did the black first, then finished everything off by color. And I didn't do very well. I have a lot of mistakes in her. So when I did Moana, it was the start of, I had just discovered, my app got locked out. I had just discovered diagonal stitching, and that is how I did Moana and everybody else. And yeah. And I also forgot another whip. Hold on, let me get it. Got it. And I was reminded because this one I can't do diagonals. It kind of has to be cross country. I'll let you know more about it later. So then I did Pocahontas. I started her on December 5th, 2025, finished her on December 23rd, 2025. And then a day after I started Harmony. So I was working on that for a while. Then I started Belle on April 20th, 2026. I did have to do the 2 finishes first. So I worked on Harmony for like a month or 2. Then I worked on Pokemon and finished that one. Then I worked on Wings and finished that one. And the very next day, I started on Belle. And with her, I worked nonstop. They didn't switch to another whip, and I finished her on May 7th, 2026. And I started on Ariel like 3 days later. I did some stash rearranging between the 2, but I started her on May 10th, finished her on May 27th. And if you remember, she's one of the 2 where I had a missing color, so I just stitched around it. And in one of the previous whips I showed you, she had a lot of, one of the previous Flosstubes, she had a lot of white spots because I was missing the color, and I still counted the last stitch that I put on the corners. This corner, last stitch I put here as her finish. So I did not count like the fully stitched part, which came like last week, I think, maybe a week and a half ago. My app got locked out again. So I finished her on May 27th. Started on Tiana the very next day. And finished Tiana on June 16, 2026. It's like a couple weeks ago. And then I started on, and I will reveal her name because I haven't done that yet. And yes, she is still on the hoop. I'm not going to move it. Merida. So I started Merida on June 16th, the very same day I finished Tiana. There wasn't a lot to finish in Tiana, so I just went with it. And as you can see, I'm still working on her. But when, that is the battery noise. When I do my yearly wrap up, she will be finished, and hopefully more princesses will be finished. She is princess number 7 out of 15. So I finish her, I'm not even halfway done. Which is concerning because I was hoping to get a 2026 finish on her. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen, so I'll just stitch on her as much as I can. So again, she's like a week away. And after that, I have another green princess, and then 3 blue princesses, and then 4 purple and pink princesses. So it's 2 purples, 2 pinks. I'm not going to reveal which one is which because right now it's a surprise. But the way Cartoon Cookie did it is he did 5 murals per piece. He had 3 pieces, and I just tore them apart and made one long rainbow piece. At first I wanted to do the whole thing in one piece, which is how I charted it. Then a friend, one friend, said that I should do it in parts because it will be easier to get commuter piece all together, and I can always connect them afterwards. So I decided to do them in pieces. Each princess gets her own piece, and after that I'll just stitch them together. So essentially it's going to look like this. One part, most of them will be folded on both parts, both sides, but folded, stitched together like that, and then like all of them. So I do have to finish them all first and do figure out how to actually do that, which not great. And now for my last whip that absolutely has to be cross country. It's the whip I adopted. That's actually the whole thing, and she has massive borders. I don't know why, but she has incredibly long borders on all sides, which I do really like. Now I adopted her back. This is called Poinsettia Pixie from Heaven and Earth Designs. And it was originally started by Nadia over on Dark X Stitch or Dark Cross Stitch, depending on how you want to say it. And she did 30,000 stitches. What I showed you is 30,000 stitches. She was doing it for a friend, and eventually she decided that she doesn't want to do it anymore. I don't know the details, so I'm not going to get into it, but in the video where she was giving it up for adoption, she said that the friend and her were kind of drifting apart. So I jumped at the chance to start something new. All of the other whips that you saw are on 14 count Ada that I created myself. You can actually still see the gridding that I did. Both in Merida and on Harmony. I'm not gonna whip Harmony out from the bottom of the whip tower that's been forming, but you can see it. And this is 25 count easy grid, so it's already gridded. I don't know if it's linen or even weave or I don't remember, but it is 25 count, and she did it 1/1, and the stitches are tiny, and this will be my first time on even weave or linen, whatever it is, my first time on easy grid, that I don't actually have to pull the grid out myself, and also my first time doing half stitch, because all of my other whips are full cross 2 strands, and this is half cross 1 strand or half cross 2 strands. I have to see. She did leave the rest. It's here. Okay. She did leave the rest of the thread that she was using and a tiny needle, and it looks like it's 2 strands that she for some reason just did not fold it the way I do. So I will finish it normally when I do start it. I'm just gonna tuck in the needle again so I don't lose it, because I'm very capable of losing needles. I do it all the time with my 14 count needle. Yeah. So I'm gonna finish it normally, and then I'm gonna do loop starts. And it should be the same. But I will have to rewatch her video before I actually started to see, to hear her say exactly how she did it. But yeah, that is it for now. At least for the whip and finish parades. I will start this eventually. I have one WebGo entry for it, so that's 10 days. It's number 13, so it's going to be like days 21 to 30 at some point. I don't know when. I have a lot of research to do until I actually start on her. I did pull WebGo numbers. It is 14 and 19. It's the last like official mural numbers, the last numbers that I decided on in the beginning of the year. And because I finished both Blinks and Pokemon before I finished on their WebGo numbers, I still have 3 whole months, 6 whole numbers of empty WebGo numbers, basically, which I do plan on putting mural on it, which is why I said I have an extra 60 days to work on it. So coming up into July, I have 20 days to work on this as part of the WebGo, and then going into June, August, September, and October. Maybe it's just 2 months. But going into those 3 months, it's going to be at least 2 months of mural stitching for WebGo, and I do still have, I do have 4 more numbers, so 2 more months of harmony after that I will do at the end of the year, so November, December. And at some point this year I will start on Pokemon. I will try to make it one either August or either July, August, September, or October, and I'll just stitch on that for the 10 days after the WebGo goals are complete, and I'll just take a break from mural because I will be needing it desperately because, oh my god, that is so much black. Literally, in Merida, there's this part, like, fully black. There's a little bit of color on this part, and woof, there's a lot of black in here, and I'm probably gonna need a break from this one at some point. So yeah. That's a lot of black. Now I do have a lot of blacks. I'm only missing like 3 skeins, so it's going to be with the 15th princess, or maybe the 14th princess, that I will have to buy more. But since I have, since I have Harmony, well, Harmony doesn't really have any black in it, so I don't worry about that. But Pokemon, I do still have Pokemon. I don't think I'll do much more beyond the border, but Pokemon has a lot of black, like a lot of black. It's like in Gen 1 at least, it's like the 3rd most stitched color, aside from the white one and the background, and there's a lot of it, so I am definitely gonna have to buy more, not to mention 6 more skins for this, just for this alone. Yeah, so my plans for the rest of the year: do as much on mural as I can. 10 days on this. I will rip it out from the file. Okay. 20 days. Sorry, 40 days on this. And a start on Pokemon Gen 2. Also, Advent calendar in December. I bought an Advent calendar that is very much cross-stitch themed. And I don't know if I can wait until December. So I do have the big box of December 1 through 24. I will be waiting till December with that one, but I just have one more goodie bag to open on December 1st and another goodie bag to open on December 25th. I don't do it for Christmas, I do it for my birthday on the 24th, so I'm not going to open that one on the 25th. I might not even open that in December at all. I am leaning towards towards opening one of them in November and one of them in October. It's like a lead up to it. But knowing me and how impatient I am and how curious I am, I might do it at some point in the summer. So yeah. So yeah, these are what I plan to do for the rest of the year. If you like what you see, if you have any ideas about the plans, and if there's anything you think I should do, comment down below. Just anything you have to say, comment down below. I would absolutely love to hear from you. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. I would absolutely love to have you here. And stay tuned for the rest of the year in stitching and in. I will try to play Pokemon more. I will try to share my writing more. Haven't done that in a while, actually. So yeah, stay tuned, and there's a lot of good stuff coming. So until next time, keep on reading, keep on stitching, keep on writing, and also keep on playing Pokemon, because I do have to add this particular part to my sign-offs. Working on it, but let me know what you think. And I'll talk to you later.